Hello, my kids. Good morning. How are you? I hope you are very fine. All right, let's start today. Today we have listening time. All right, we practice different exercises with this skill. All right, very good. Let's start. But before that, remember, as usual, we start with our vocabulary dictation. All right, please, the date Wednesday, May 6th, 2020. Wednesday, May 6th, 2020. All right. Are you ready? Excellent. I'll dictate the words twice. Very good. Number one, none. Number one, none. Number two, development. Number two, development. Number three, pacifist. Number three, pacifist. Number four, wrong. Number four, wrong. Number five, pay attention. Number five, pay attention. Very good. Excellent. I'm sure you did an excellent dictation. All right, let's continue. Okay, exercise 1. Copy the exercise, listen and answer. Check. As you see, we're going to talk about important inventions. Right? Inventions, boats, bike, transistor, computer, germ theory of infection, radio, and internet. All right? You're going to listen to some information about boats people made about these inventions. All right? You are going to write them. Obviously, you have to copy this exercise in your notebook, okay? Very good. Listen. Recently, the bike was voted by people in Britain the most popular invention ever. 59% of people say they thought the bike was a fantastic invention because it was a simple design. It could be used by almost anyone and it was a form of transportation which didn't damage the environment. The transistor, an object that controls the flow of electricity, came in second after the bike, with only 8% of the votes. Other inventions which people thought were important were the computer, which got 6% of the votes, the theory of infection by germs, which got 5%, the radio, which also got 5%, and the internet, which got 4% of the votes. All right? Very good. I'm going to repeat. Remember, always twice. Pay attention and check your answers. Recently, the bike was voted by people in Britain the most popular invention ever. 59% of people say they thought the bike was a fantastic invention because it was a simple design. It could be used by almost anyone and it was a form of transportation which didn't damage the environment. The transistor, an object that controls the flow of electricity, came in second after the bike, with only 8% of the votes. Other inventions which people thought were important were the computer, which got 6% of the votes, the theory of infection by germs, which got 5%, the radio, which also got 5%, and the internet, which got 4% of the votes. All right, children. When we finished this presentation, we're going to check all the answers, okay? Don't worry. Let's go with the next exercise, please. Exercise 2. Copy the exercise, listen and answer with true or false. Okay? Listen Pamela's story. It's interesting. Pay attention and then listen and answer true or false, okay? Very good. It says, in my life, I have made many important decisions, but the most important decision I made was an actual mistake. When I was 8 years old, I decided to take the bus home from school by myself. After a few minutes on the bus, I realized that I had made a mistake. I was sitting next to a lovely young woman. That woman was so kind. She helped me call my mother. Then she took me home in a taxi. She was a ballet teacher. Her name was Madame Natalia. The next day I told my mother that I wanted to study ballet. Studying ballet was not easy. However, I know that if I hadn't taken the wrong bus, I would never have met Madame Natalia, and I wouldn't be a dancer today. All right? Very good. Now, children, listen please. Listen some statements about this story, and then answer true or false. Yes? All right. But I'm sure that you want to listen again. All right. Listen again. In my life, I have made many important decisions, but the most important decision I made was actually a mistake. When I was 8 years old, I decided to take the bus home from school by myself. After a few minutes of the bus, I realized that I had made a mistake. I was sitting next to a lovely young woman. That woman was so kind. She helped me call my mother. Then she took me home in a taxi. She was a ballet teacher. Her name was Madame Natalia. The next day I told my mother that I wanted to study ballet. Studying ballet was not easy. However, I know that if I hadn't taken the wrong bus, I wouldn't have never met Madame Natalia, and I wouldn't be a dancer today. All right. Very good. Now, please, answer true or false. Listen. Pamela was 20 years old when she took the wrong bus to home. Number one, Pamela was 20 years old when she took the wrong bus to home. True or false? Number two, she met Madame Natalia on the bus. Number two, she met Madame Natalia on the bus. Number three, they took a train to go Pamela's home. Number three, they took a train to go Pamela's home. Number four, Madame Natalia is an English teacher. Number four, Madame Natalia is an English teacher. Number five, Pamela is a dancer today. Number five, Pamela is a dancer today. Okay? Excellent. Very good. Let's continue. Okay. Exercise 3. Copy the exercise, listen about Nelson Mandela, and choose the correct letter. Alright? Excellent. Please remember Nelson Mandela was a pacifist man that fight against the racism. Excellent. Listen. Nelson Mandela was born in 1918 in South Africa. He joined to ANC, African National Congress. In 1961, he became leader. This led to his arrest in 1962, and he spent the next 27 years in prison. 4 years later, he was elected president and unifying the two groups, blacks and whites. Right? Listen again, please. Nelson Mandela was born in 1918 in South Africa. He joined to ANC, African National Congress. In 1961, he became leader. This led to his arrest in 1962, and he spent the next 27 years in prison. 4 years later, he was elected president and unified the two groups, blacks and whites. All right? Very good. Now listen these statements and choose the correct letter. All right? Number 1. Nelson Mandela was born. 1. Nelson Mandela was born. Letter A, B, C, D, or E. Number 2. It means African National Congress. It means African National Congress. 3. He spent 27 years. He spent 27 years. 4. He was elected. 4. He was elected. 5. He unified these groups. 5. He unified these groups. A, B, C, or D. Remember, we're going to check the answers when we finish this presentation, okay? Very good. Let's continue. Exercise 4. Copy the exercise, listen, and choose the correct answer. All right? Pay attention. We have 3 questions and 3 possible answers. All right? In this exercise, you are going to please copy only the correct answer. All right? Very good. Listen, what happened with this boy? The boy says, I got a really bad grade on my science test. I knew my parents would be angry, so I told them I got a better grade than I really did. They spoke to the teacher, and so they found out anyway. Now I'm punished for getting a bad grade and for telling lies. I'm not allowed to go out with my friends for 2 weeks. All right? Remember? Don't say lies. Again. Boy, I got a really bad grade on my science test. I knew my parents would be angry, so I told them I got a better grade than I really did. They spoke to the teacher, and so they found out anyway. Now I'm punished for getting a bad grade and for telling lies. I'm not allowed to go out with my friends for 2 weeks. Right? Very good. Remember, in your notebook, you are going to write only the correct answer. Number 1, what did the boy do? He told his parents a lie about his science test. Letter B, he told his parents a lie about his French test. What is the correct one? Remember, only the correct you are going to copy, okay? Number 2, how did his parents know the truth? How did his parents know the truth? A, they just spoke to the teacher. B, they just spoke to the principal. Number 3, what was his punishment? What was his punishment? A, he is not allowed to eat candies for 2 weeks. Or he is not allowed to see his friends for 2 weeks. Remember, only choose the correct one, okay? And write and copy it in your notebook. Very good. Now, check the answers, children. In exercise 1, these are the correct answers. Exercise 2, true or false, these are the correct answers. Exercise 3 about Nelson Mandela. These are the correct answers. And in the last exercise, these are the correct answers. Please check them. If you had mistakes, correct them, please. I hope you have enjoyed this exercise. It is very interesting to practice listening to, all right? And I think they were interesting stories. All right. I think it was amazing. Goodbye, everyone. Remember that I love you, and remember that you have to do the activities in your notebook, okay? Listening section, activities I leave for you today. See you soon.